皆さん、英語のそーたです。
And I'm Riley.
Right, John, how's it going? I've been busy. How about you?
I'm pretty good, I think. Everything's going all right.
Not busy?
With work, not so bad. It's pretty okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Keep going.
No, I mean, that's it. I mean, last week I had the rugby tournament thing. That was, I don't know, busy is maybe not the right word because it was for fun, but it was a lot.
Oh, that's last week.
Yeah, just this past weekend.
Did you win the game?
No, we didn't win. We didn't win any games. We played. Well, we had our team, and then a couple of us also played on like another team that we practice with on the weekend. And so total, I played in 8 games, and we lost 7, and we got a draw once.
Yeah, but you guys did it for fun, so it's okay.
Yeah, and honestly, like a lot of these teams are like really, really good. So it wasn't actually we were competitive against some teams that like I think in previous years would have absolutely destroyed us. So it was I think an improvement over the past.
Oh, any improvement? You said
it was an improvement over the past.
That's cool then. なるほど。はい、皆さんお忙しいですか？僕はちょっと今 SNS もなかなか更新がちょっとこう頻度減っちゃってるぐらいあまり更新できてなくてちょっとすいませんが必ず復活しますので2、3年ぐらい前にねお伝えしてた今本を2冊同時に作ってるんですよとお伝えして1冊はスピーキング本で1冊は語彙力強化本っていうでスピーキング本はね今年春に出させていただいてもう1個が今もうちょっといろいろと頑張ってる状態で、いっぱいいっぱいだったんですけど、そう、6月末までちょっとまずいっぱいいっぱいになるかなと思うので、もし頻度減ってたらすいません。あとは SNS のね、違う、ポッドキャストの更新もちょっと、オートチェックがたまに間に合わない時があって、更新タイミングがずれてたりする時もあると思うんですけど、ちゃんと週1ペースのそのエピソードとしては収録してるので、そのペースではずれる時はあっても載せさせていただくので、もう少しお待ちいただけたらな、ちょっと更新されてないなと思った時はお待ちいただけたらなと思います。あともう一個が、スピーキング本のね、音声をサンプルとしてポッドキャストの方でもね、載せさせていただいてたと思うんですけど、もう3つアップして、これで以上になるかなと。本当はね、全部の音声載せさせていただきたいなとも思うんですけど、以前発音本の時に全部載せたら、本をね、お手に取ってくださった方から、せっかくね、本を手に取ったのに、全部サンプルで聞けちゃうとっていうお声をいただいて、確かにな、そういうお声もあるよなと思って、発音本の時、一回全部載せたのを一回消したんですよね。冒頭部分だけ残したんですよね。僕としてはいろんな方に聞いていただいて、お役に立てればなと思って載せたんですけど、いろんなお声確かにあるなと思って、それは確かにってすごい反省したので、今回は全部載せないように心がけてるので、一旦これくらいでストップになるかなと思うので、そこは一旦お知らせしておきたいなと思います。では、今日のエピソードで入っていきたいなと思うんですけど、Riley, are you ready?
Yep.
ソータと
Riley の台本なし英会話レッスン Episode 318.
All right, what is the topic for episode 318, Riley?
Yeah, it's saying sorry in America versus Japan.
はい、今回のお題は、ごめんなさいっていうこと、アメリカ vs 日本です。そう、こちらのお題は結構いろんな方から、たくさんリクエストいただいてたんですけど、ちょっと一件ご紹介させていただけたらなと思います。どれにしようかな。ひろひろさんのにしましょうかね。いつも日米の違いをたくさん聞かせていただいてありがとうございます。日本人はよくすみませんと謝りますが、アメリカではあまり謝らないと留学の友達が言っていました。それは本当でしょうかっていうところと、ちょっといっぱいメッセージがあるのでね、抜粋しますが、それと、あとは、そう、彼らにとっての、ソーリーの重みを知りたいなと思います。っていうのが、いろいろね、メッセージいただいてありがとうございます。ただちょっとこの抜粋バージョンで、 リクエストとしては受け取らせていただきたいんですけど、他にも、はい、コメントくださってた方、ありがとうございます。どこから行きましょうかね。Yes, so in this comment, she says, in Japan, yeah, we feel like we're saying a lot of sorries in our daily life.
Hmm.
But compared to Japan, she said, she heard from
Right.
her friend living in America. They don't usually say sorry that much. She wants to know if
Yeah.
that's true. And the
Hmm.
second one is, you know, saying sorry means how much for them? Like, how much does it mean to Americans when they're saying sorry? So, yeah, we can compare um, saying sorry in Japan and saying sorry in America. We can compare the difference between them.
Right. Okay.
Yes. Okay, so what do you think? After coming to Japan, did you notice we often say "I'm sorry" a lot?
Uh, yeah, I think so. I think especially I noticed that like there's not very big of a difference between like excuse me, すみません, and
Mm,
sorry, ごめんなさい or ごめん or
mm,
something, right? It's like not that different. While in America, I think they're pretty different meanings.
mm, mm. Yeah, so sometimes I feel shy when I say "excuse me" because we're not used to saying that phrase. So, I mean, in English. And yeah, as you said, すいません or yeah, ごめんなさい. It doesn't mean a lot for us. So, yeah, that's kind of excuse me in America, right?
Um, yeah, I guess like I guess in America the difference is that if you say excuse me, there's a lot of like different reasons why you might say excuse me. If you want to get somebody's attention, you can say excuse me. If you want to walk by someone and like there's not much space or something, you could say excuse me. If you do something kind of, I guess, wrong, you could say excuse me. Like if you burp, for example, you're supposed to say excuse me or something
Mm,
like that.
mm,
But sorry is more like you really did something wrong.
mm,
Um, so it's real quick. I don't know if this can be heard on the recording, but I can hear my own voice. Like I can hear.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that? Still?
Well, I'm not talking now, but now, no, I don't think I can hear it anymore. I think it's okay.
Okay. Let's go. Yes, yes. So I think the bad part of our culture is excuse me and sorry are the same in Japanese. For me, that's not really good because that's confusing for people from other countries. And also for Japanese, we tend to use the words a lot. I mean, the word sorry,
Hmm.
ごめんなさい or すいません a lot. I don't think that's really good. So in America, they're gonna separate it. Excuse me and sorry.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, of course, there are some times when you could probably say either, like maybe burping. Like I said, if you burp, you usually say excuse me, but you might say sorry. It depends on if it's like a bad situation, like if you really shouldn't be burping at that time or so. I don't know.
Mm, mm. Yeah, in Japanese, maybe we can translate that 失礼 for excuse me.
Yeah, I think that's
うんうん。
fair. Yeah.
うんうん、失礼みたいな. Yeah, that's why I said that's kind of embarrassing for me. Or yeah, this is just my feeling, or perhaps some people understand my feelings, but saying excuse me in English is kind of embarrassing. I feel shy when I try to do it, especially, for example, in the busy places I wanna go through.
Yeah.
But there are some people, and in Japanese, 失礼 or yeah, saying excuse me it's like saying 失礼 in Japanese to me. And 失礼 is like a kind of cool phrase old people used to use. So I feel really shy when I try to use excuse me. You know what I mean?
I don't exactly. You're saying that
そうやんな。
young people don't say today anymore?
失礼 Yeah, in Japanese we don't say that. So I feel like saying 失礼 when I try to say excuse me in English.
Huh.
うん
Okay.
But excuse me, it's just a casual phrase. Like, 取ります Let me through, something like this.
Yeah, yeah, it can be. And in fact, like I've noticed a lot with Japanese people, I think more than Americans. Like for example, I don't know, it happens a lot at like a konbini, right? If you're in a konbini and there's, and you're in a aisle, right? And there's not too much room. Usually the aisles are pretty narrow. Um, Somebody might walk by and just not say anything, but they like try to kind of squeeze past you. And like in America, you would definitely say excuse me there. Like you would always say excuse me, or like you maybe not necessarily excuse me, but we say like uh can I get through here, or something like that. Like you might say a different way of saying it, but you would talk to the person and say, "Hey, I'm trying to get through here. Would you mind moving a little bit?" But in Japan, it feels like it's a little bit rude to like, not maybe not rude, but people don't want to like say anything. So the best thing is if they can squeeze past you without you noticing, that's the best. So they'll try not to say anything.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes for some people, and yeah, sometimes that happens to me as well. I don't want to disturb them, so I try to go through without being noticed. Then, yeah, in that case, I wouldn't say anything. But in my case, I yeah would almost always say すいません or something like this. But some people don't say that because he or she is rude or just feeling shy or trying to respect that person, either of them.
Yeah,
Mm.
I don't always assume that like, oh, this is a rude person.
Mm.
Usually I don't, unless it's I don't know, unless they're kind of not trying that hard to squeeze, if they're kind of just walking straight, then I'm like, okay,
Mm.
that's rude. But
Mm.
um yeah, I think it's just kind of a manners difference where in the US you would say something if you're being polite, where in Japan you maybe don't have to if you can try to do it like without bothering the person as much as possible.
Yeah, let me translate these conversations. But
Sure.
after that, I want to practice saying excuse me. このトーンが難しいね。ちょっとこれ後でライリーに付き合ってもらおうと思ってるんですけど、そう、まず、ご質問にあったアメリカではそんな総理を言わないのか、日本はたくさん言うのに対してっていうところ、やっぱりね、そこは文化の違いとして、日本ほどやっぱり言わないっていうことですよね。で、まあ、もうこの会話を全部まとめると、やっぱ日本語って、こう、失礼みたいな意味のすいませんと、本当のごめんなさいの意味のすいませんが同じ言葉じゃないですか。その結果、やっぱアメリカでは excuse me って言われるようなシチュエーションの言葉も日本語ではごめんなさい、sorry のような言葉になって、で、本当に謝るシーンでもごめんなさいを使うので、総じてこうカウントするとすいませんをめっちゃ言ってる国に聞こえるんだと思うんですよね。本当にご飯ね、レストランで店員さん呼ぶときもすいませんですし、あとは、後ろね、誰かの通るときもすいませんですし、あるいはね、それこそコンビニとかどっかでなんか袋もらって、すいません、ありがとうございますとかの、このすいませんとかもね、もうとにかくすいませんが多いですよね。なので個人的には、このすいませんの回数もうちょっと減らさないとなって思ってるので、あんまりすいませんを言いすぎると、あんま良くないなと思いますし、ちょっと軽く見られるっていうのもそうですし、あとやっぱ、いざとなった時の、ね、 こう日頃からI love you, I love you 言ってたら I love you が霞むみたいな、今これいい例か分からへんけど、そう、それと同じで日頃から総理総理って言ってる人が、ほんまに総理言うても信じてもらわれへんみたいな重みが変わってくるなと思うので、もうちょっと減らした方がいいなっていうのはありますよね。でもなんかそこと関連するかもですけど、僕が個人的に思うのは、なんか、excuse me って恥ずかしくないですか言うの。これ僕だけなんかなこれ分かる方ちょっと SNS コメントから欲しいんですけど、僕は特に大阪とか外国人の方多いのでね、後ろ通りたいみたいなめっちゃ混んでる電車とか、なんかそういうところで後ろ通りたいってなった時に、excuse me ってなんか言うの恥ずかしいんですよね。なので、なんでかっていうと、日本語で失礼って言ってるよ。失礼、ちょっと失礼って言ってるような感じがしちゃって恥ずかしい。ので、ちょっと後でライリーに練習付き合ってもらおうと思ってるんですけど、そう、あともう一個ライリーが言ってたのが、日本ってあんまりこう、誰かの後ろをね、go through とか let me through 通る時とかに、あんまり何も言わない人多いよねっていう。あれがやっぱ海外、アメリカだと絶対にすいませんとか、can I go through here って言ってたかな。ここ通っていいですかとかっていうのを絶対声かけるっていう、その習慣がまず違いとしてあるよねと。で、まあ、日本人でも僕は結構どっちかというと、すいませんとか通るときは言う派ではあるんですけど、やっぱ言わない人もいますよね。で、それは、めちゃくちゃ失礼な人か、たまたまね、たまたまめちゃくちゃ失礼な人やったか、それか、気使って、なんかあんま声かけちゃいけないなみたいな雰囲気でこっそり通らないといけない雰囲気の時ってあるじゃないですか。ああいう時はなんかね、何も言わないっていう時もあるので、両方のパターンあるかもねって、まあ言ってまして、ライリーもそんな、ボーンってぶつかってくる、スクイーズって言ってましたかね、こう押し入ってくるみたいな、これちょっとタイピングね、お願いしようかなと思うんですけど、あと、バーピングもね、スクイーズ
Okay.
とバーピング、はい。押し入ってくるみたいな時はちょっとうんってなるけれども、ね、よっぽどじゃない限り失礼とは思わないっていうお話でしたね。そうあとは、ブーピングとかね、こう、僕、こういう言葉、日本語で昔のからずっとエピソード聞いてくださってる方は、そう、こういう言葉あんまり言えないんですけど、まだ、fart とか僕、日本語に訳せないんですよ。言えないん
Okay.
です、僕に。In Japanese, I can't say that. That's embarrassing. そう、言うの恥ずかしいんですよ。これ、昔からちっちゃい時からこの言葉言えなくて、そう。えそう、ほんまに言われへんね。でも、ゲップはまだ言える。でも、これギリの範囲内なんですけど、そうそう、ブーピングがそういう意味ですね。なので、アメリカでもそれをしたときに excuse me っていう、でもめちゃくちゃごめんと思ったときは sorry っていう。なので、こう、ちょっとした失礼みたいな感じのときはやっぱアメリカで excuse me って言うってことですよね。うんうん。そう。で、I want to practice that, like saying excuse me. Can you tell me the phrase like, in some ways, like some voice patterns? Excuse me or,
Um, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I think let's use the Combini example. If you're
okay,
trying to
okay.
like squeeze past someone, um, yeah, there's a couple of different ways, I guess. You could pretty simply just say, excuse me." That's like a little bit, I don't know, maybe manly
Excuse
that
me.
tone. Excuse me.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me. 恥ずかしい。めっちゃ恥ずかしい。
And
like
you can
fart, like saying farting, in Japanese.
there's
恥ずかしいわ。
there's kind of like a cuter one that maybe is
うん。
not so manly where you could say like, oh, excuse me, like you kind of make
そうそ
the
うそう。
yeah
それ聞くねん。I often hear that a lot. Excuse me. that kind of
yeah
thing.
the use long yeah excuse me like the yeah
そうそうそう。Riley も、you often sometimes say that.
yeah
Excuse
yeah
me.
I can say that
す
yeah
るよね。あ、それは when they're trying to say that phrase nicely, you say that kind of voice tone. In that voice
yeah
tone.
I guess
うん。
it's nice it's kind of like it has this almost like cute feeling to it so it's like not it doesn't sound as what like you're actually like aggressive or whatever right
うん
you're
うんうん。
yeah
うんうんうん。確かに、そっち、そう、なんか、excuse me. Yeah, sometimes I try to say it like this, but it's embarrassing to say that.
it is kind of
But,
hard yeah even me I'm trying to imagine it there's like a little bit different way to do it excuse me you could say it like that too excuse
uh,
me that's like a yeah
excuse me. そう、これがなんか恥ずかしいんですよね。これ皆さんわかりませんかねなんかそう、日本語でほんまに失礼って言ってるような感じが、すっごいしてめっちゃ恥ずかしいんですけど、そう、でも、excuse me. これは ?How about this? Excuse me.
I mean that's fine yeah
ああ、そっか。でもなんか恥ずかしいな。それか、まあ、excuse me. ん
yeah that tone
excuse
is
me?
hard how to get that tone excuse me yeah
excuse me.
it's something like that yeah
うん、excuse me. Yeah, like trying to go through, like, excuse me, like
Right, right.
squeezing ね、うんうん。
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
聞いたこ、
yeah.
あるある。そのトーンよく聞く。後ろで誰かが通ろうとしてるときに、excuse me みたいな、これの時にすり抜けてますみたいな。ね。そう、これ言いたいんですけど、ちょっと恥ずかしいんですよね。But in winter, I went to Nagano Prefecture for snowboarding, and then
Okay.
someone was, running, was trying to run over me. And then she was screaming like, "Excuse me!" In this case too.
Mhm.
You guys say the phrase.
Sure. It was, I mean, she wasn't actually trying to run you over, right? She's maybe
Yeah.
not a very good snowboarder.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah, you could
like
use it for
skiing. She was skiing and then
skiing.
she was like maybe out of control. Then she
Uh-huh,
was so
right.
fast. Then screaming, "Excuse me." In that case in Japanese, how can we translate this one?
Um, I yeah, I don't know. I mean, mm,
どうしてみたいな感じ Let me
maybe
through.
that's right. Yeah, let me through.
ああ、
You
なる
could,
ほど
by the way,
ね。
you
う
can say that
ん。
in English too. You can say like coming through. You would say
あ
something
あ、
like that.
ああ、
Like
ああ、ああ。
you might say that if you're like working and you're like you have something big that you're carrying or something and you want people to get out of your way, but you're
うんう
not
んうん。
it's like it's not rude exactly.
う
It
ん。
depends on the situation, but it's not as polite as excuse me to say coming
う
through.
ーん。通りますみたいな感じよね。通
Yeah,
る
yeah,
よみたいな。うんうん。coming through も、打っておいてもらいましょうかね。確かにそれ
sure.
も、なんかフレーズとしては聞いたことありますよね。こう、通るよみたいなね。coming through。そう、でも、スノーボーディング行った時に、そう上からスキーでブワー降ってきた人いて、で、僕引かれかけたんですけど、その女の人が外国の方やったんですけど、もう、excuse me って言いながらもう滑り落ちてて、これは訳したらどうなるのかなと思ったんですけど、どうしてみたいな感じなのかな。そう。なんかね、excuse me は恥ずかしい感じがするんですが、まあまあまあまあ、一緒にそれは練習しましょう。excuse me とか、excuse me の、このam I right? 合って
Yeah,
る
that was good. That was good.
excuse me. そう、この音程としてね、覚えましょうね。そうそうそう。それで使うとちょっとかっこよく使えるのかもですよね。ほんまに最近もいたとかったとき、どこや使ったんよ、実際に。じゃあさ、when someone says excuse me,
Mm.
what would you say? Like if you're the person who is standing and like blocking way.
Um, you maybe don't have to say anything.
うん、
Maybe can just move.
うん、
Um, you could say go ahead.
うん、
Um, you could say sure.
うん、
And you might even say sorry if you are like really in the way. Like,
うん、うん、うん、うん。
yeah.
Yeah, I forgot when it was, but recently I used the word and then they were kind of course, saying nothing and I felt like they were ignoring me. Then again, I felt like, oh, saying excuse me makes me feel shy and kind of embarrassed.
Mm,
But うん、そう、なんか、そう最近もちょうど使ったんですけど、そうですよね。日本語でもすいませんって言って、何も言わずに読から何も返ってこないのは当たり前だと思うんですけど、なんか英語で excuse me って使った時に、なんか相手の人、外国の方だったんですけど、何も反応がないプラス、なんか、使っちゃいけなかったかなみたいな風に思っちゃうくらい、そう、だから、excuse me って言われたら、もう、you're welcome みたいな言葉が返ってきたら使いやす
mm.
いんですけど、そう、なんか excuse me だけ言うのがすごい僕はね、ちょっと難しいんですが、まあ、ちょっとずつ使っていきたいなと思いますね。Okay, so let's move on to the second part.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. So, what does it mean? Like how much does it mean to you?
Yeah, I think this one, I'm maybe not the best example. I think I say sorry more than most Americans do. Um, in America, we have a stereotype that Canadians say sorry or sorry a lot.
Mhm, mhm.
They have a funny accent, so they say sorry instead of sorry. But
Sorry.
um,
Sorry. Mhm,
yeah, but in the US, I would say like if you say sorry, it often means that you feel like you really did something wrong. Like you're kind of admitting that you did something wrong.
うんうんうんうん。
Sorry, Sota, I can hear myself again. I don't know if it's
Oh,
coming up in the
really?
recording. Yeah.
Okay, I'll try to stay away from the microphone just in case. How about now? Can you speak again?
Yeah. So, but if you say sorry, it sometimes means that you mean it, but mean it meaning like you feel like you did something
う
wrong.
ん。うん。
No, I can't hear myself.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
oh,
can't.
you
It's
can.
good. Yeah.
You can?
Can't.
Okay, that's cool.
Sorry,
Sorry.
this is probably not the best for listeners. Sorry.
Sorry. It's okay.
Sorry. Yeah, there we go. Now we're
うん。
saying sorry.
うんう
Uh,
んうん。Yeah, you mean it sometimes, yeah, but
yeah, I mean, like I've heard my parents maybe when I was a kid, like tell me don't say sorry unless you mean it. Like because usually they would say that if I said sorry for something, but then I did the same thing again, you know, like
うん。
I can't think of a very good example, but if I was like, I don't know, fighting with my sister or something like that, and then my mom yelled at me, and then I would say sorry, and then like 5 minutes later I would fight with my sister again, and my mom would say, "Hey, don't say sorry unless you mean it." All right.
うんうんうんうん。Mm, yeah, then sometimes do you feel like in America, uh, this person should say sorry, but they don't because they try not to say it, and sometimes you feel annoyed with that.
Yeah, I definitely do because I'm someone that says sorry, I think maybe more than average.
うん。
Um, and I think I definitely notice when people don't say sorry. Yeah, for sure.
Then you think that's kind of wrong. That's not really good, you mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Mm.
yeah, it depends, but it can annoy me sometimes if someone I mean, it usually happens with someone that I know pretty well because it takes a while before you notice, hey, they don't really say sorry that much even when they make mistakes or something like that. But
うん。うん。うん。
yeah, I've noticed
うん。
it sometimes. It can be yeah, annoying to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. Like, I also felt like you are kind of the person who said sorry. Um, I've never compared, but yeah, I feel like you often say that. So I was wondering if you changed after coming to Japan, or you were originally that kind of person, even in America, but the latter one, you mean?
Yeah, I think I've kind of always been that way. I mean, maybe got even more willing to say sorry since coming to Japan, maybe, but I think I've
uh,
kind of always been a little bit on the heavy side of sorry.
う
I don't know
ん。
exactly how to say that, but yeah.
うんうん。なるほど。面白いですね。そう、次、こうね、まあ、今、mean ってね、いろんなパターン出てきましたけれども、how much does it mean っていうのも、どれくらいの重みがあるのかっていうニュアンスでね、最初は使ってましたけれども、彼らのその sorry ってね、どういう重みがあるのかっていうところですが、やっぱりこう、本当に悪いって思った時に言うのがやっぱ sorry だと。なので、日本ではやっぱそれだけね、ちょっと軽く言っちゃうっていうところのお話もね、この流れであったので、アメリカではやっぱりあんまり、そう簡単には言わない。プラスアルファ、ライリーが小さい時に親に言われてたのは、don't say sorry unless you mean it. この場合の mean it は本気っていう。本気でそう思ってるっていう時じゃない限り、unless っていうのは否定文になるのでね、それじゃない限り、やっぱもう、sorry っていう言葉は使わない方がいいよっていう、やっぱ教育を受けるくらい、その総理の重みっていうのは、やっぱ日本とアメリカですごい違いますよね。で、僕もやっぱ外国人とこうやり取りしていく中で、いや、謝らないな、みたいにやっぱ思う時っていうのはすごい今までの人生でもあって、うん、そこはやっぱね、こう、まず日本と海外で違うなって思う。と同時に、ライリーは基本そうですね、I'm sorry, but とか結構言う方ではあるなっていう印象はずっとあって、そう、それは日本に来たから変わったのか、もともとなのかどっちなんだろうってちょうど後で聞こうと思ってたんですけど、そう、ライリーも今言ってた通り、自分はアメリカでも結構 sorry って言う方だったからっていう、回答が来て、あ、なるほどなと思いました。で、もう一個思ったのが、こね、やっぱりみんなアメリカ人はこうみたいな、みんな日本人はこうみたいに、やっぱ決めつけられない ことってたくさんあると思うんですけど、このソーリーを言う言わないっていうところも、やっぱりね、ライリーはアメリカだからこうってやっぱ決めつけられないですよね。で、そんなやっぱ例を今感じたのが、アメリカ人のライリー自身もアメリカで、あ、この人ってなかなか謝らないなって昔からこう思う瞬間があって、こう特にライリーはアメリカの中で sorry って言う方であったから、こう言わないなって思って、まあ、annoyed、って思う時はあったっていう。Then, yeah, what makes the difference between saying sorry and not saying sorry in America? For example, their parents' education or mm, just their characters, or what makes the difference, you think?
I mean, it's probably both.
Mm,
Like I get the feeling sometimes with people who don't like saying sorry or don't say it very often, it's that they don't want to admit that they've done something wrong,
mm,
right? Like that, and maybe that is a yeah, maybe that comes from something that happened in their childhood, or I don't know, but like it's hard to say why, but I think that's one of the reasons is that yeah, in America it feels like when you say sorry, you're saying like you're admitting that you were guilty of doing something, right? You did something
mm,
wrong and you are admitting that. Where there's there's kind of another way of saying sorry that people sometimes do, where you'll say something like, I'm sorry you feel that way, or I'm sorry that happened to you, which
mm,
is like, it's not really sorry. It's like,
mm,
it's more like saying, I pity you or I feel bad for you, which is not
mm,
exactly the same thing as saying, like, sorry should be you feel bad about something that you did.
mm,
Whereas, yeah, if you say, like, if you get in a fight and then you say, like, I'm sorry that that hurt your feelings, that
mm,
isn't the same thing as saying, I'm sorry that I hurt your feelings.
mm.
Right.
In that case, do you think in their hearts, do you think they admit their mistakes or
No,
completely no?
I don't think so at all. I think that's the point is
Oh,
like,
oh. Yeah, I was just wondering if they just don't want to say the word, but that's not true. They don't want to believe or they don't want to admit they did something wrong.
yeah, I think it's more like that.
あ
Yeah.
あ、なるほどね。Then in that way, Japanese people are kind of more polite. And then if they're, y- yeah, what do you think about the Japanese people? Sorry.
Um, I don't know. I mean, I think that there can be a situation. I mean, maybe people who say sorry less might see
うん、
someone like me who says it more as not really meaning it. Like when I say
うん、
sorry, maybe I I say it, I say it easily, I guess, in their
うん、
mind. So
yeah,
that means that I must not really feel that bad about it. Like if I'm willing
う
to say,
ん、
"Oh, sorry, I did this," then I, must not be so serious about it, or then it can mean that I don't know, it comes off as like fake or,
う
not
ん、
not genuine to say
う
sorry
ん、
a lot, maybe.
うん、
And so I guess you could say that same thing about Japanese style, where saying sorry a lot is maybe means that you don't really feel sorry for it. Like for example, I can give an example. Today at work, so we have this kind of weird situation where we teach some of our lessons in a classroom that is kind of part of like another business,
うん、
right? So like the rooms are almost connected, so you can hear each other pretty easily and stuff, and we have to sometimes walk through their space to get to
う
our
ん、
classroom, whatever.
うん、
So today, some of our students knocked over this like sign that they had outside their business as we were going to class.
うん、
And then, whatever. I thought that the students picked it up, put it back, fixed it. But then when everybody left for the day, one of the people working there came up to Yuki and said, "Hey, the kids knocked over that sign and they didn't fix it correctly or something like that." And Yuki was like, "Oh, okay, like, we'll be careful in the future." And she was like, "Oh, I would like an apology." And so
うん、
Yuki had to apologize to her, even though Yuki had nothing to do with it. Like,
うん、う
like
ん、
they were not Yuki's students.
うん、
Yuki wasn't even there when it happened. So like but because Yuki's like a representative of the class or whatever, because she
うん。
works for the company, she had to say sorry,
う
which
ん。
I think is kind of weird
うん。うん。
because
Because,
Yuki didn't mean it, right? Yuki
う
doesn't
ん。
really
Yeah.
feel sorry.
Yeah. So, around that first part, I was saying sometimes it's not a good thing in Japan because we say sorry too much. So sometimes it doesn't mean seriously, or it doesn't mean a lot. Uh and maybe this example was showing that one too. Yuki was not actually feeling sorry, and but in Japan we have to say that. So sorry doesn't actually work. That's what you mean.
Right. I mean,
Mm,
in this case, it's pretty clear to me that what the sorry actually means is like it's kind of putting, I don't know exactly how to phrase this well, but it's kind of putting Yuki below the other person for a second
mm,
as like a kind of punishment for her company or people at her company doing something wrong, if that makes sense. Like
mm,
it's not really that Yuki is saying, I personally feel bad about it. It's that because something that happened that was like kind of my responsibility, now I have to lower myself by saying
mm,
sorry in order
mm,
to like
mm,
make it right, kind of, or as a
mm,
punishment penalty for it.
mm,
You
mm.
know?
And the person who said to Yuki was who?
She was a worker at this other company that we share the space with.
Oh, yeah. In Japan, sometimes that could be a bad thing, but at the same time, that could be a good thing sometimes. If we think like this, yeah, we try to make things go smoothly. So saying sorry could fix the problem, or saying sorry wouldn't offend anyone. So sometimes Japanese people intentionally do that to make everything go right. So I think Yuki, nicely dealt with the problem, the
No,
situation, I think.
no, I agree. I'm not saying that Yuki did anything
Mm.
wrong by saying sorry. I'm saying the kind of weird thing is that this person wanted Yuki to say sorry for something that
Mm.
Yuki didn't do and couldn't possibly feel sorry about,
Mm.
right? But obviously she can't ask the kids to say sorry, so I guess the next best thing is to ask some employee to say
Mm.
sorry. It's just kind of weird to me.
Then, yeah, what would have been the, ideal conversation there?
Um, yeah, I don't know. Like probably there are a couple of different ways. I think if it had happened in America, first of all, in the first place, that lady might have told the kids to put it away right away rather
Mm.
than leaving it to the teachers who were there or something.
Mm.
Or
Mm.
or then if the person waited till the end of the day, they might say something like, "Oh, hey, this happened. It wasn't put away correctly. You know, in the future, like don't, do
Mm.
it better. Don't do it like that or whatever." Or maybe she would have asked for the students to actually come and apologize to her, which I think maybe could happen in America. But
Mm. Mm.
uh,
Mm.
we are running out of time, it looks like.
6 minutes left? No?
No, I've got less than one.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I didn't notice that. そう、はい、今日のエピソードは
いかがでしたでしょうか？
いかがでしたでしょうか。ごめんなさい、僕残り6分だと思ってたら1分でしたね。そう、この訳詞、ちょっと後で僕個人で訳詞入れるかもですけど、そう、日本ではやっぱりこう重みがね、やっぱ変わってきますよねっていう。そう。で、ライリーが仕事場でね、ゆきさん悪くないのに、ごめんねって言わないといけないこの日本の雰囲気。これがちょっとすみません。切れちゃいました。ズームはね、ちょっと時間制限があって、 切れちゃってもうライリーはいないんですけど、もう僕があとは訳詞入れとくのでお任せくだされとライリーに伝えましたので、今僕一人なんですけど、日本ではね、やっぱ重みが変わってくるよねっていうお話でした。で、僕も最初の方に言ってたんですけど、sorry をね、言い過ぎるがゆえに、なんか軽くなっちゃうよねっていう。で、やっぱアメリカでは本当に悪いと思った時にしか言わない。プラス、もともとのこの会話はね、どっからアメリカで sorry を言う人言わない人の違いが生まれてくるんでしょうねっていう。で、これを聞かれてる方もね、やっぱ外国の方と働かれていて、もうなんか間違ってるくせに謝れへんなみたいな、イライラするなと思っちゃってる方もいらっしゃると思うんですよね。で僕も過去に、いろんな人とのやりとりの中で、絶対自分なんかごめんみたいに言わんよなみたいな、それ日本人でもいますけど、ね、外国人でもね、そういう人がいた時に、なんかもやもやする時ってあったので、それでその質問をね、最初してたんですが、やっぱ違いは親の教育もあるでしょうし、あとは一番は、もう自分が、もう間違った admit って言ってましたけど、admit、これ認めるって意味ですけど、自分が間違ったことをやったって認めたくないっていう思いがやっぱ強すぎる人は言いたくないんだろうねっていう。で、結構人によっては、I'm sorry you felt that way。そんな風に、そういう気持ちにさせてしまったことはごめんねっていう、日本語でも確かにありますよね。で、ライリーがそれは本当のごめんねじゃないよねっていう、本当に自分が間違ったことしてごめんって言ってないよねって、そういうのにはやっぱって思うっていうお話がありましたね。で、そこの話の流れから、そういう意味では日本って結構ちゃんとね、ごめんって言うことも多いから、ポライトだよねっていう。でも、あんま決めつけてはいけないかなと思って、日本人の I'm sorry はどう思いますかっていう質問から始めてました。個人的には、そういう意味では結構日本って、ごめんねとかすいませんとかって、仮に表面的だったとしても、ね、言うことって多いのと、いくら表面的だとしても、多少はやっぱごめんと思ってないと言えないと思うので、僕はこのある意味ね、なんかあったらごめんって言い合える関係、その日本っていうのは、ある意味いいんじゃないかなと思いますかね。で、ただ、一個日本ではね、表面的になりやすいよねって言ってたのが、ゆきさんのお話でしたけれども、仕事場でね、お二人一緒に働いてるので、会社でね、同じ会社のところで。で、他の会社の人たちとなんかお部屋を共有しないといけなかったらしくて、で、なんか部屋にいる場合は、なんかこのサインを貼る貼らないとか、なんかひっくり返すひっくり返さないとか、なんかそういうシステムがあるんだと思うんですけど、お子さんがなんか間違えて、そのね、標識みたいな看板みたいなのを正しい形でやってなかったので、後からその他の会社の人に、本当はこっちにしないといけないのにこうなってましたよみたいに言われて、全く何にも関係ないそのユキさん、ライリーの奥さんがすいませんって言わないといけなかったと。で、このすいませんってラリー的にはなんで言わないといけないのかっていう、これがやっぱりちょっとやっぱ日米と感覚違うなって思った部分でもあるんですけど、彼女は何も悪いことしてないのにやっぱ言わなきゃいけない、そういう風潮になってるっていう。でも僕が一個思ったのは、日本人、それは世界的にも言えることだと思うんですけどね、折れてすいませんって言われたら物事がねうまくいくじゃないですか。そういう意味でゆきさんがそこはうまく対処したんじゃないのっていう、開始だったんですけど、それは全然わかるんだけど、なんか相手側からね、すいませんを求められるようなこの日本の雰囲気って言ってたのかな、ちょっとそこまで言ってないかもですけど、なんかそこが本当のそれはソーリーにならないしっていう、表面的にねすいませんって言わないといけないっていうことは本当にゆきさんがすいませんと思って言ってないわけなので、そこまでしてソーリー欲しいっていうニュアンスでもあると思うんですけど、なんかそういう意味で表面的になりやすいよねっていうお話でしたね。なので日本のこの sorry っていうのは、僕も一個大切にしてるのが、謝らないといけないところはちゃんと謝るんですけど、ソーリーを多用して軽くならないように、あるいはね、軽くならないプラス自分が軽く見られないためにも、それは無理に謝らなくていいよねっていうところは、謝らなくてもいいとも思うんですよね。ただ、なんか頑固に間違ってるのに謝らないみたいなのはね、ちょっと違うので、そこをどううまくバランス取っていくのかっていうのが、僕の中でも一個ね、意識してることかなと思うので、このエピソードを聞かれた皆さんがそれを考えていただける機会になっていると嬉しいなと思います。今日のエピソードはいかがでしたか？ いかがでしたか？ライリーのモノマネです。僕は英語のソータで調べていただくと、Twitter とか YouTube とか、インスタとかいろいろ出てきますので、それちょっとね、冒頭にも言いましたけども、最近ね、ほんまに忙しすぎて、もう余裕がなくて、インスタストーリーとかは基本ね、よく更新してるんですけど、普段はね、ちょっと今余裕がなくて、更新できてないって感じなんですけど、はい、ちょこちょこ更新すると思うので、よかったらフォローしてください。ライリーがおらんのと、ズームでね、こう、時間制限ないから、今ちょっと、ホッとした感じで、はい、話さなみたいな感じなく話せてます。そう。ね、執筆ってね、本当に追い込まれるとね、ちょっともう余裕がなくなるんですよね。もう原稿書かなみたいな。それがね、6月末までに1個終わらせないといけないのがあって、そう、もううわーってなってるので、ちょっとすいませんが、でも、頑張って乗り越えますので、はい、気長に待っててください。ポッドキャストはね、更新するようにしますので、あとはまあ X もねちょこちょこ英会話フレーズとかいろいろ更新してますので、そっちもねぜひ見てみてください。ではまた次回のエピソードでお会いしましょう。いつもご視聴いただいてありがとうございます。ではライリー、何か言いたいことありますか？That's it。はい、だそうです。ではまた次回のエピソードでお会いしましょう。バイバイ。